Hello learners, I welcome you all to the session on performance management system, implications and benefits. I am Dr. Chandrakant Sahu from Institute of Management and Information Technology, Kotak. So in the last sessions, we had the review of the syllabus and we had also discussion on performance management revolution, how performance management as a concept has evolved over the period of time, and we had also discussion on the conceptual framework of performance management systems. So in these sessions we will have the discussion on the implications and benefits of performance management system. So performance management system is a systemic process that significantly affects organizational success. What does it mean? Better the design of performance management system, more the organizational success. So it's a systematized process that significantly affects organizational success by having managers and employees work together. So in this system, so both managers and employees, they work together to set expectations. What are the performance expectations? Review results, that means what is the performance expectation means? It is the performance standard. What performance the respective employees have to deliver, performance expectations. Then once this benchmark is developed, then review result. After the development of this performance benchmark, delivery of the result or delivery of the result or delivery of the performance, then performance review, then it is linked with reward, that is called reward performance. Okay, so why measure performance? Performance measurement is required in industry, in a company, in a firm, because if we cannot measure, we cannot improve. If we cannot improve, we cannot grow. And this measurement helps in objectively differentiating between performers and non-performers. When we identify who are the performers and who are the non-performers, performers we can motivate them, we can reinforce their performance with rewards, and non-performers we can also look into or we can design certain kind of development programs so that non-performers can improve and deliver. Like this development program could be training and development programs. Okay. So then pay for performance is possible only through these matrices. When we measure, we can measure the performance. Accordingly, we can link the current level of performance to reward. Okay. So this is the performance management system. Okay. So it begins with, or it has a business role. Business role means, so the HR manager must have the job description of the employees. That means what job skill or what skill set employees possess. Then job skill and knowledge. Then individual skills, individual employee skills. Then team business and objectives. So from this, we can have, this can be at the strategic level. Then we can have performance planning. This performance planning establishes job description. It identifies the essential functions as well as defining strategic plans of the department or the company as a whole. Okay. So this is planning, performance planning. Then we will have performance development. So performance development, it aims at developing performance management standard or performance standard, which offers a scale that describes how a specific job should be performed, how a specific job should be performed in order to meet or exceed expectations. They are explained to newly hired employees and are later also used to evaluate work performance. Okay. So then we will have the performance measurement. Once performance is delivered, then it will be measured or assessed through different performance appraisal methods. Then that can be linked to the appropriate programs like reward management program. So these are the implications methods. To begin with, work plan. Work plan is a document that describes the work to be completed by an employee within the performance cycle. So normally the company will have policy, organizational policy, when to appraise. So what is the performance management cycle? Means performance appraisal period. So the performance expected and how the performance will be measured. So these are the certain kind of policy issues or policy requirement. Okay. So it's a document that describes the work to be completed, what work to be performed within a time frame, performance expected. So what has to be delivered and how the performance will be measured. Then after that, if so there is corrective action plan. A short term action plan that is initiated when an employee's performance fails to meet expectations. Sometimes what happens, some of the employees may not be able to that achieve the performance standard. They may fall short of performance expectation or performance benchmark. Okay, in that case, corrective action may be taken. Like if there are certain kind of training issues, people or employees do not have requisite skills, so there maybe that training program may be recommended, and program may be designed and implemented so that they better their skills and they can deliver the desired performance. Its purpose is to achieve an improvement in performance. So then individual development plan. An action plan for enhancing an employee's level of performance in order to excel in the current job or prepare for new responsibilities. Sometimes what happens, employees may that pursue certain kind of course. Take for example, individual employees, suppose in their own domain area, there are some of the trends that are trending. Okay, they can opt for certain kind of uh, course that can augment their that can improve their, that can help to improve their skills. So this is individual development program. It can be so sometimes what happens, organization may support. Okay, and or individual employees may also plan for his own development. Then performance appraisal. It's a confidential document. The performance appraisal report is a confidential document that includes the employees' performance expectations, a summary of the employees' actual performance related to those expectations, an overall rating of the employees' performance, and the supervisors and employees' signatures. Okay. So then performance documentations. So it's a letter or a memo, completed form or note on which the supervisor indicates the extent to which employee is currently meeting expectations and provides evidence to support that conclusions. So fair appraisal. Appraising employees in a manner that accurately reflects how they performed relative to the expectation defined in their work plan and in a manner that is not okay. So why is performance management such an important and trendy topic these days? That means that will tell us about the significance of performance management system in the present scenario. The answer are numerous and fundamentally includes a variety of interrelated governance and accountability developments over the last 5 or 10 years that believe that performance management is key to better oversight processes and outcomes. So we have discussed this when we are discussing about when we have when we are discussing about the evolution of performance management. Okay, so two terms we are discussing, accountability and development. So during accountability, uh, the objective was to identify the performers and non-performers. Okay, so normally under this non-performers were not given the opportunity to develop, rather they were fired. But in case of development, what happened, there was a development needs, so that was taken care by the companies. So this is the debate over 5 to 10 years. Okay. So then the ever increasing availability and power of technology. Now technology is also playing an important role in performance management system because it is the software now. Okay, through software it is being managed in the industry. So technology to produce relevant operational performance data and analytics. Recognitions that effective performance management can actually connect and translate strategic directions to frontline uh, teams and employees. Okay. So it helps in that executing the strategic or looking into the strategic directions. Okay. So the need to better support and drive executive and employee pay for performance with focused and measurable value added metrics. So competitive pressures and the belief that performance management can really impact and contribute to quality management, cost reductions, efforts, and improve the customer experience. Given the dynamic state of various labor market segments and the importance of top talent attraction and retention, a view that good performance management can be used to inform employee and work performance, their engagement, career development, and deployment. And a historical perspective that performance management is also one of the key means for validating the performance and compensation employment management system. Okay, so these are the things. So the performance management, why it is the topic is very much trendy these days, why this is very much significant these days. Okay, so these are the core areas this picture tells about, figure tells about the core areas. So first of all, the performance standard has to be developed, identify relevant standards, then select indicators for measurements, set goals and targets, and communicate the expectations. Because when the goals are set, so these goals and targets must be communicated. Okay, in some of the organizations where MBO is being implemented, management by objectives, when this is that in practice, normally both supervisor and subordinates they sit together to develop this goal and targets. So then after that, performance measurement. Once that performance standard is developed and performance is delivered, then measurement comes. So the organization will have certain kind of performance measurement policy, performance management policy, and as per the policy will tell certain kind of methods to be used for performance measurement. Okay, so here refine indicators and define measures, develop data that systems and collect data, performance related data. Okay, so then, so now we have that the standard is developed, then performance is also assessed. Then we have to see whether, or the HR has to see whether a particular employee has accomplished the standard or falls short of the performance standard. Okay, accordingly, one quality improvement process can be developed. Use data for decisions to improve policies. If there is problem in policy, because sometimes what happens, this performance standard can be very much high. Okay, which is very difficult to accomplish. Okay, if that is the case, there may be some that rectifications or some kind of changes in policies. Okay, so use data for decisions to improve policies, programs, and outcomes. Manage changes, create a learning organizations. Okay, so this is very much important. Learning organizations are the organizations which are the organizations which continuously upgrade their knowledge database. Okay, so this is also equality improvement. Okay, this is also important. Then after that, so reporting of the progress, analyze data, feedback, feed data back to managers, employee, policymakers, and constituents. That means we are talking of several stakeholders. Develop a regular reporting cycle. Okay, so regular reporting cycles, sometimes in some of the companies there this performance management system or performance appraisal is not very much formal. Okay, so this is in many of the organizations, this is informal. Okay, so in that case, what happens, they do not make the that mm, it depends on the that organizational policy. Okay, so the new rectangular form, however, is contextually unique to certain types of businesses. Okay, so rectangular means, so in some of the organization they also practice no rating. Okay, they give just informal feedback, however is contextually unique to certain types of businesses, those with knowledge intensive workforces, project and team based work delivery, mature operational performance measurement systems that are woven into the fabric of work and job designs. Increasingly sophisticated competencies and behaviorally based assessment practices and an organizational commitment to ongoing performance dialogue and discussions between managers and employees, where managers have limited spans of control that are conducive to the necessary preparation and time for regular performance coaching sessions. Again, one side doesn't fit all. Adopting and applying these characteristics and trends to all types of business models, organizational designs, and cultures would be folly and highly risky. As such, business and HR leaders truly need to understand context, choices, and implications before they make strategic PM decision or performance management decision that could possibly compromise enterprise value and people's career. Finally, current performance management trends are also being driven by the fact that we have passed the technological and information management point of no return. Web-based technology system and information management practices, social media and transparency of discourse and workplace automations and data analytics are fundamentally changing the way organization plans and measures operate. So data analytics is also now that being highly used in performance management system. So performance management data is very much used to drive business decisions. This profound change is and will increasingly drive fundamental performance management in the vast majority of industry sectors and businesses. Technologically, technologically based workplace performance measurement is now becoming embedded in and inherently core to how work is done and how customer value is created. As a result, management across all sectors and enterprise sizes now have low cost and ease of access to measurement, analytics, and more performance management choice than ever before. So, these are the reasons why performance management is given priority. Okay, so earlier there was performance appraisal, only appraisals. Now it is more strategic. So, in the context of these trends and opportunities and implications, where is the interested businesses or business or HR leaders to begin on the performance management journey? Start by answering the key questions. These are the key questions. Why do you need performance management? How should it work? And what do you want to use it for? So, do you have foundations planning or fundamental planning and measurement practices and systems to support various performance management applications? Given the nature of your mandate, business model, and workforce, will more sophisticated performance management practices contribute to better operational processes and productivity, marketplace results, employee engagement and motivation, and strengthen pay for performance linkages? What are the risks and implications of pursuing a contextually misaligned performance management strategy or not executing the performance program? Well, so these are the questions must be answered by the strategist, HR strategist. So, when they develop a performance management system. So, finally, The benefits, the performance management. So what are the benefits of performance management system? Performance review help document salary actions. Performance management system or performance review, so that is a step in performance management that helps documenting or that helps taking salary decisions. So they provide feedback to employees on their performance. So an employee also should know that what is their level of performance as appraised by different or the people concerned or employees concerned. So he should also know, employee should also know what is his own performance. Okay. So performance review help identify good and bad performance. So when there is performance review, it helps to identify who are good performers, who are poor performers. Accordingly, developmental needs can be designed. They help document personal decisions such as promotion and discipline. Okay, promotions and you can talk of salary decisions. Okay, transfer decisions. Take for example, okay, these kind of HR decisions or HR decisions or personal decision can be also taken. They assist management in making a decision to retain or terminate. This also helps. Poor performance performer may sometimes be terminated. So termination decision is also linked to that performance appraisals. Okay. So retention decision as well. Performance reviews help identifying training need. So sometimes what happens, people may fall short of certain kind of training or certain kind of the skill. So in that case, training program may be that designed and implemented so that the skill level is updated or skill is improved, so that the people or the employees can deliver desired performance. So this also assist with personal planning, including staffing. So right sizing. So who will do what? Take for example. So the performance appraisal or performance management system will identify right kind of people who can be positioned, who can be given the right responsibilities. Okay. So these are the benefits. So in most cases, the benefits of a performance management system will include, okay, consistency. The selection of employees for promotions, transfer or other actions should be more consistent. The right person or a right person should be matched with the right job more often. Okay. If a person is not positioned well, so he will not be able to deliver optimum performance. So when there is promotion decisions or transport decisions or decision of that sorts, these sorts, so consistency has to be maintained. So then second, motivation. All the organizations employees as well as supervisors and managers should be more motivated. Objective performance appraisal will identify those who are outstanding, and management applying promotion, transfer and other policies will reward them. Every employee will realize that the organization rewards achievements and will and many will be encouraged to improve their performance. Then morale and retentions. So employees, if people are motivated, their moral level will be high. When moral level will be high, they will be retained better. More highly motivated employees are likely to be more loyal as well, as so that management will have better success retaining valuable employees, even as the nation's workforce becomes more mobile. In addition, morale should improve, making the workforce more pleasant, and output per hour worked should increase, cutting labor costs. This is also important. Okay. So, organizational impacts. Those who do research on human behavior stress that individual employees will grow in maturity and responsibility if their efforts are accurately judged and rewarded. The organization should see daily benefits, including financial, from having more responsible people throughout. The employer with an accurate evaluation system may truly have a basis for saying that he has better employees than others in his field. So training needs also it is linked. Okay, while accurate evaluation is often recommended for its role in making good employees better, it has a valuable remedial use as well. Evaluation can spot employees who need training, and not all of them will be recent hires. It is usually assumed that when an employee has completed the normal training sequence, he or she is trained, but this is not always the case. So, firing risk also it is also there. Finally, employees who are suffering sufficient weak that they should be dismissed can be spotted with more certainty under an evaluation system. Perhaps more important, management may be more willing to dismiss an inadequate employee if an objective evaluation system can be pointed to as identifying the inadequacy. The employee and the organization should benefit from an early end to a bad situations. Okay, so these basically in most cases the benefits of uh, performance management system, that means performance management system or appraisal has to be more consistent. There should be motivations. It should aim at improving the moral of the employees. The objective is also to retain the employees. Okay, so there should be the performance management system must have positive impact on organizations. It should be able to identify the poor performers and also help in designing the training programs, and there is also some elements of hiring risk. Okay, so these are the things for today. Okay, let us have the quick recap what we have discussed. We have discussed here implications and benefits. Okay, so under implications we have discussed about the performance management system, various components we have discussed. Okay, we discussed about work plan, corrective action plan, individual development plan, performance appraisal, performance documentations, fair appraisal we also talk of. So we also discuss about the system once again. Okay, so there are certain trends also, how technology is important, software is important in performance management system. So adopting a software for performance management system is very much important. Okay, these are the things. So we also discuss about various benefits of performance management systems. We also discuss that performance management system has to be very much consistent. It should improve the morale of the employees. It should motivate. It should help retention of employees. There should be positive organizational impact. So it should also help designing the appropriate training programs, and there are also hiring risks for today. So we will stop here for today. So thank you very much. We will meet with another sessions on performance management.